Welcome to the Brazil vlog. This is probably the fastest turnaround I've had since making vlogs recently, but I hope you guys enjoy this one. We were immediately humbled by the lack of trunk space in a lot of the cars. Me, Sarah, Gina, and Cynthia all arrived a day early, so we stayed in Copacabana at a hostel for the day and had to walk up the biggest flight of stairs in order to even get to the room. But it was pretty cute inside, and they had a really old cat that just lived in there. After that, we were looking for breakfast since it was like 8 in the morning that we arrived. And then we went to Copacabana Beach until about noon, and then started looking for another restaurant to eat at. We found this really cute place called Bibi and decided to go there not only for lunch but also for dinner. And we had a lot of time to kill before our hostel check-in, so we played cards at the restaurant. Hey guys, we're in Brazil. Everyone else is going to be here tomorrow, so I'll pick back up then, but it's the view from our hostel. And we're only here for the night, and then we move to an Airbnb. Okay, Cynthia. So yeah. Basically, we spent the whole day walking around and eating and checking out Copacabana before we got settled in for the night, played some cards, and then went to bed. Nothing like having chicken stroganoff for breakfast before checking out of your hostel and then meeting up with your friends at your new Airbnb penthouse. We all had lunch, and then we were able to check into our Airbnb. It had such a nice view. But not even 10 minutes into our being inside, Gina already broke something. But nevertheless, we went grocery shopping, and then it started pouring. We walked across the street in the rain to get some food. And then they started lighting it on fire. I don't know, but they did that. And since it was Gina's birthday, we went a little crazy and did a puzzle. The next day we had some pão de queijo before heading to the beach, which was literally right outside the door of our Airbnb. It was great.
Bem-vindo ao Brasil.
Welcome to Brazil! We hung out at the beach all day, and it was a little cloudy, so we were able to play beach volleyball without sweating to death. And you can see how absolutely amazing I am at volleyball. And even though it was completely cloudy for the whole day, I did not put on enough sunscreen even though I applied twice. And we quickly found out that the Brazilian sun does not mess around, so we bought 90 SPF because the next day the UV index was 14 apparently. So the next day we did more touristy stuff and saw Christ the Redeemer, which was my first wonder of the world that I've seen. You had to take a tram to get all the way up, which was really nice because that would have been a horrible hike. Abby may or may not have cried. I'm legally not allowed to say.
We're here. I cried. Dream come true. Laura took her pics. There he is. There he is.
We took in the view and saw some pretty cool bugs that I've never seen before in my life. And there were souvenir shops on the mountain, so we stopped at a couple.
It says in English. What is it? Yeah, we don't really have good pictures, so they came out really good.
We went to a botanical garden after and made sure to reapply our sunscreen so we didn't get burned. And everything inside that garden was gorgeous. It was like a huge forest. And they had these caves and a castle-looking thing all within this little park. And I found this one section of the park that had a really nice view of Christ the Redeemer. Hi everyone, haven't really been vlogging, but we are in this botanical garden. So far, this is my favorite part. And then we had a big buffet after our day out. And here I do a little what's in my bag feature. There's a souvenir that's not mine. There's a souvenir that's for my grandma, banana, flowers, bug, chapstick, coin, bug. And then the best decision I ever made in my life. Sarah, what do you think?
I love it. It is the best gelato I've ever had in my life.
So everyone that ordered chicken the night before had food poisoning, so I was glad that I ordered my avocado toast. And the surviving few went shopping for the day and took it easy, and then later we went to Ipanema. Then for dinner we got Brazilian pizza, which was delicious. The next morning, me, Abby, and Jair went hang gliding. So we had to drive up the mountain and into a different section of the botanical garden that we had been to in order to get to the jump spot. So I'm about to jump off a cliff. Jair and Abby already went. I'm waiting for my instructor. So I guess this answers the question of if your friends were to jump off a cliff, would you? Because I did, and I definitely would do it again because it was so much fun.
What do you think, Abby? Amazing! You fell? I fell.
And that's the spot that we jumped from. After that, we went to Sugarloaf with everyone else.
So today we are at Sugarloaf. I don't know exactly what we're doing. I know that we take a cable car and then what? Who knows? We'll let you know. Bye.
They had a tattoo shop on this rock, which was really cool and was not expecting that to be there. And this was my favorite part of the trip, I'd say, because I had told Victor that the only thing I wanted to do in Brazil was see monkeys. And I ended up seeing monkeys, so able to check that off my list.
Yeah.
There were a lot of shops and restaurants on this giant mountain, and Victor and I got caipirinha, which is the national cocktail of Brazil. And it was a little strong, but once the ice melted, it was delicious. After that, we went to the even bigger part and had to take another cable car. And apparently that was the spot to look at the sunset because there were tons of people crowded there to see it. And you could see Christ the Redeemer in the distance from here. The next morning, a group of us went to the botanical garden. And I made it my mission to take a photo of every single flower that I saw. And my favorite was the cannonball tree because it was just so different than anything that I've seen. So we're in a botanical garden right now. We thought we had gone to it before, but that was just Parque Largue. And turns out there's a whole other part of this park that we missed. So we're here today, and it's beautiful. I'm really glad we went back because I love this park, and it was massive. We could have spent all day in there, and I would have been so happy. But after that, we went home, rested a bit. I had some food, then we went to the beach. There were washed up jellyfish all along the shore, and I kept finding blue button jellyfish, which was really cool, and I'd never seen that before. And then after that, we went to a Mexican restaurant, and it was the worst Mexican food we've ever had. And we finally went out to the club. When we got there, they took our fingerprint and took photos of us, and that's how they kept our tab. It was insane. And it was a good time, and that's all I'm gonna say about the night. The next day, the group split into two, tattoo people and non-tattoo people. So the rest of us went shopping and hung out before we all met up at the famous stairs. They were made in 2010, which was a lot later than I thought it was made. And they're filled with a bunch of random tiles. Some are really pretty and some have just random images on them, like the Three Stooges or like Princess Diana, different cities. But it was really cool when they're all together. So I tried gaju. Did you guys know that cashews grow on apples? And one apple equals one cashew. It was alright, it tasted fine, and then we watched Rio for our final night together. There were 4 of us left the next day because Abby went home and the rest of them went to Victor's farm. So me, Laura, Jair, and Gina all hung out together for the last day. We checked into our hotel and then went to the beach for the entire day. We checked out Copacabana and then went to Ipanema. And it was a nice, relaxing way to end our time in Rio. The 3 of us girls had a really early flight the next morning for Peru. We had a day layover for me and Gina, and then Laura was staying there for a couple days, so we spent the day together there. Our hostel was really beautiful. We went to a museum and got some food, walked around. We checked out a park, and I went down to the beach to check that out. It was full of rocks. There was no sand, it was just rocks, which was cool. And then there was a local market that we went to before me and Gina had to leave to head back to New York/New Jersey. And that post-travel depression hit so different coming back to snow after having 90-degree weather the entire trip. But the trip was so much fun, so worth it. Obrigado. Ciao.